Welcome back. I hope you guys are doing great. As a part of this video, we'll write a Python program, check a number is prime number or not. Let's get started. First of all, what is a prime number? Such a simple question, right? Prime number is a natural number that is greater than 1, which is divisible by 1 and itself. No other number will be able to divide this number. That is prime number. For example, we have 2, 3, 5, and so on. Let us say 7. Can any other number divide this? When you say divide, divide as a whole. Okay. So let us try. By 1, yes, it is divisible. By 7, yes, it is divisible. But how about 2? 2, 7. Okay, no, it is not. How about from 3? No. That way, it is a prime number. Then how do we approach writing a Python program for this? Let us understand that. To write a Python program, what is the logic? First thing is, we have to check if the number is divisible by any other numbers apart from 1 and itself. In this case, I'm taking a 7 as an example. So I need to check whether 7 is divisible by any numbers between 1 and 7. That is the first thing. So that is a computation. The computation part is I need to check if the number provided by a user is divisible by any numbers between 1 and itself. And in order to do that, I need to iterate through all the numbers. How do you iterate? By using a loop. Let us get into an action now. So let me open a new notebook with Python 3. There you go. I will change the name of the program as a Python program for prime number. Name the way you want. Okay, what do I need to do first? I need to accept the input from the user. How do I do it? Very simple. I'll say val1 is equal to int. I want the value to be int. Then I'll say input and I'll say enter the number to check if it is a prime number. Okay, then what do I need to do next? I need to check whether the number is divisible by any of the numbers between 1 and itself. If it is divisible by any of the numbers between 1 and itself, then it is not a prime number. If it is not divisible, then it is a prime number. All right. So for that, I will use a for loop for I in range, and I will start with the 2. That is because we don't want the number to be divided by 1. We already know that it is anyway divisible by 1. And I will say until what? Until val1. Then how do I check whether the number is divisible by any of the numbers between 1 and itself? We have an excellent operator called modulus, right? We can use that here. How do I use that? I'll say if the val1 modulus I, because I'm getting the value from I, this loop, is equal to 0, then I have to say print it is not a prime number. Then I'll say else print it is a prime number. It should work, right? Let us try that if it works or not. Okay. So don't assume something until we complete this video. Please follow with us to understand what is the approach to find whether the given number is prime or not. So let me enter this. Okay, I will say 5. It is a prime number. It is a prime number. It is a prime number. It is giving the result 3 times. Let us give some other number. Okay, that is like 4. It is not a primer. It is a prime number. What do I need to do here? When I give a prime number, it is printing me 3 times. It is a prime number. It is a prime number. When I'm giving a non-prime number, it says it is a not prime number and it is a prime number. Why is it happening? So how do I fix this? And what is happening here? If you observe carefully, when the number is prime number, it is printing 3 times because else is within the for loop. So it is going through as many iterations as number of values between the 2 and 5 in this case. If I give some other value, let us say 10. If you see what is happening is it says it is not a prime number and it is printing as many times as possible between the 2 and the number itself. In order to fix this, we have to move the else outside the for loop. How do I do it? Very simple. Bring the else at the same level as that of a for. Let us see if it works or not. Anyway, otherwise we'll fix it. Yes, it is working. If I give 5 here, awesome. It is printing only once. Does that mean all the things are fixed now? Not really. So what is that not fixed? Let us give number which is not a prime. Okay, what is this? It is saying it is not a prime number and it is saying it is a prime number also. What essentially happening here is when you give a number which is not a prime number, it will get identified at this level. When if val modulus I is equal to 0, then it is not a prime number. But then what happens is the else statement is at the same level of for. After this gets executed, else also will get executed. So in order to prevent the else statement to be executed, if we find a number to be not a prime number, we can introduce a break statement here, right? Okay, let us see if it works or not. Let me enter this. Okay, if I say 4, wonderful. We fixed this as well. Is that all? Do we need to do anything else here? Let us understand how it is iterating through by introducing couple of print statements. Let me introduce couple of print statements here. So I will say print the quotient. I am saying the quotient of val1, that is a number given by the user, divided by I, that is a number from a for loop here, right? And I'm getting a quotient how? By dividing the number given by the user and the range of values between 1 and that number itself. Okay. And I'll copy the same thing here and I will say the reminder val1 is val1 modulus I. Okay. Let us understand this. So I introduced these two statements. The first statement says the quotient of val1 is how much and the remainder of val1 modulus I is how much. Okay, so by executing these statements we'll be able to better understand this. Let me execute this. Okay, for the first time the value of I is 2 and the number given by the user is 5. So I am dividing 5 by 2 and the quotient is 2.5 and the 5 modulus 2, the remainder is 1. That means to say that for the value 2, this condition is not passed. Now once it checks for 2, it will move to the next number in the for loop, that is 3. Again it will check for a 3. 5 by 3 is 1.66. 5 modulus 3 is 2. So that means say that this is also not matching this condition. And after that, it will go to the next number in the loop, that is 4. Then I'll say 5 by 4 is 1.25. 5 modulus 4 is 1. Again, this condition is not satisfied. So it will come out of this and then gets into this else statement. So it prints it is a prime number. Wonderful, isn't it? We understood how it is iterating through the different numbers in a for loop. Are we missing anything further? What if the user gives 0 or 1. How do we tackle that? So all we got to do is we have to introduce a if statement before the for statement. Okay, so I will do that now. The way I will do it is if val1 is less than or equal to 1, say print provide value more than 1. Let us see what happens here. Are we missing anything here? Yes, we are. We also need to provide the else statement, right? When we have a if, at least in this case, we have to provide the else statement. Now, what I will do is I will go ahead and align this under else statement. Let us go ahead and execute this. Okay, let me check for the one. It says provide the value more than 1. Let me go ahead and check for a 0. It says, and let me execute this further and say 5. Awesome. We fixed everything. In order to get the exact output, let me comment this and run this again. I'll execute this. I'll say 5. It is a prime number. And let me check with some other number. Let's say 8. It is not a prime. Wonderful. We understood step by step how to check whether the given number is a prime number or not. Thank you.